Hey, it is the Remixes Restaurant Row. We're featuring chefs from around the area, showing you how to do things in the kitchen that they can do, but that we can now make at home. We're joined now by Chef Erin Miller from Urban Hearth in Cambridge. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, I really appreciate what you're doing, because what you do at your level is something most of us cannot do at home. So today we're doing a Dutch Baby, which is like perfect for the season.
Not a baby in a pan?
No, thank God.
Thank goodness. This is a recipe that I keep on hand all season long in my refrigerator. This is something my teenage son likes to make on his own.
Wow.
It's basically pancake batter. This is a crepe batter.
Okay.
You can mix in a blender, you can mix it by hand. It's got 5 ingredients. You can make it sweet, you can make it savory.
All right, so let's dive right in here. What's step number 1?
So the dish itself, there's nothing fancy about this. It is flour and eggs, things you have in your larder. So we're going to start with melting butter in a cast iron pan.
That's always a great way to start.
One of my favorite kitchen tools, cast iron pan.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something a little special. I'm going to brown the butter.
Okay.
You don't have to do this. If you're feeling super fancy, bacon fat.
Okay.
Be really good too if you want to make this savory. We're going to brown it, which means we're going to toast the solids, the proteins in the butter, just to make them toasty and nutty. While that's happening, we're going to mix up our pancake batter or our crepe batter.
Sure.
We're going to start with our eggs.
Okay, so far
eggs.
Everything I see is stuff you got at home.
On hand, right?
Yeah.
Eggs and milk.
Yeah.
If you are not a dairy drinker, oat milk, almond milk.
Okay.
Right? You can even do this in your blender.
Chefs love cast iron. Why?
Conducts heat really well.
Oh, okay. That's simple.
It conducts heat really well.
Okay.
Easy to clean, easy to maintain.
And
it can be intimidating for people.
Yeah.
But, it's also something that lasts forever. This is a pan that I've had for probably 15, 20 years.
Oh, I love it. What's your heat here?
So I've got it on moderate heat. It's about, low to medium.
Medium,
because I don't
low.
want to burn the butter. I want to just gently get the solids toasting. And it's starting to smell a little nutty. You can see a little bit of browning.
Oh, wow.
It's harder to see on the black surface, right? But it's just starting to brown.
It is literally turning
The
brown.
one thing you got to be cautious about with cast iron is, since it does conduct heat so well, it holds heat really well.
Gotcha.
So I could let it get nice and brown and then turn the heat off. And because of the residual heat in that pan, it'll go over.
Good.
So I might go ahead, turn that heat off now.
Okay.
The residual heat in this pan is going to continue to cook
Okay.
while I finish up my mixture here.
Can we do this if we don't have cast iron at home?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Any old pan will do. Any old pan will do. So a little bit of salt. I'm going to mix in my flour. And
This
because
is just a simple batter.
simple
Making
batter.
it with a simple whisk.
Mix it up a little bit, add some rye flour. Make it a little bit more fun.
Okay.
Just beat it till it's smooth.
Yeah. This is like making pancakes on a Sunday morning.
Making pancakes on a Sunday morning. Our brown butter is ready. We're going to take our simple pancake batter and pour it right in.
Right into the butter.
I added some thyme in there. Whatever herbs you have on hand, you can toss in or not. Right? Like I said, this is something my 15-year-old does at home.
Yeah. So far, this is very easy.
Yep. And now it's going to go right from the stovetop into the oven.
Okay, so you'll cook this in the oven how long and at what temperature?
At a fairly high temperature.
Okay.
425 degrees.
Oh, that is high.
Yeah, for about 18, 20 minutes.
Okay.
And it will souffle. It will puff up because it's got a pretty high egg and liquid ratio to the flour. So it's going to get nice and big and souffled. And then as soon as you take it out of the oven, it's going to go, which is great. That's what you want.
And
so
you're going to put that into cast iron straight into the oven?
Straight into the oven.
If people, again, don't have the cast iron skillet at home, what do they use if they're using a nonstick? Is there a transfer?
Just a nice
little casserole dish?
Casserole
something like
dish.
that?
Yeah, you can use anything that can go from stovetop to oven.
Okay, perfect.
Right? So this is one that we prepared earlier that's already fallen.
Yeah.
But you can see how it's made this wonderful crispy reservoir to put good things on, right? So we've got a couple different cheeses, some things that I had in my refrigerator that you might have Some of them you might have in yours, some maybe not. So a little goat cheese. You can imagine you've got some friends that have come in from the cold. They've taken their coats off. You've got a bottle of wine. You've got your nice Dutch baby here. You're going to crumble some goat cheese on top. Everybody's got their glass of wine and the napkins and forks ready.
Yeah.
All right. And then these are, this is my new obsession this year. So these are local cranberries and some habanero peppers that I got from Kitchen Garden Farm. And then I covered them with raw honey.
Oh my gosh.
They've been fermenting for a couple weeks. And it did this really super cool thing where the honey, basically as it ferments, the yeast eats up the sugars. Right?
Yeah.
And it becomes less sweet. And it kind of ferments the fruit. And it makes this beautiful liquid.
It is beautiful.
That's still, you know, honey is super floral.
Yeah.
But it's also just really unctuous and tart and sweet. And so we're going to add some of that on there and some of these chilies on there. Right? And now I've got something.
The color is
And the color's beautiful and it's festive.
Amazing.
But
it really is.
Cranberry sauce, why not?
Okay.
Right? I mean, you could do anything. A little bit of jam. Whatever you have in-house, will do.
And what are you looking for the flavor? A little bit of sweet, a little bit of tart?
Yeah, always looking for balance, right?
Yeah.
But it's really what you love to serve.
All right, so Chef, beautiful now. I mean, this thing is a work of art, but the best part is eating it.
Yeah, so your friends are all around the table or the counter in the kitchen, even better, right? And you've all got your plates, and now you just dig in, because when you're with friends, why not eat with your fingers, right?
So once the cast iron cools, it'll go straight to the table.
Yep.
And again, this continues this theme of approachability and not being too serious.
Not being too serious.
Yeah.
Forks and knives are optional.
Right. You can cut it up if you want, or you can just slap it on a plate and just have a great night of conversation amongst friends.
Exactly.
You get to brag about being able to bake up a Dutch baby.
Baking up the Dutch baby.
Amazing.
Exactly.
All right. Chef Erin Miller, thank you so much for sharing this very approachable, doable Dutch baby.
Yeah.
And of course, continued success at Urban Hearth.
Thank you so much. We're looking forward to having you come in.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
Yep.